Dear students, today I am going to teach you the first lesson of English, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is a national poet, a multifaceted personality. He was a genius in music, painting, etc. He had got Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems, Gitanjali. Here we have a beautiful story, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. This is a story about a man who was wasting his time on earth. He did not believe in any mere utility. He was wasting his time by doing painting and making sculptures. People were laughing at him. At times he wanted to shake off his whims. But these mad whims, this painting and making sculptures lingered in his mind, because these two things, painting and making sculptures, lingered in his mind. Some students, they won't study, but they will pass their test, right? The same thing happened in this man's life. He was wasting his time on earth, but after death he reached in heaven. The aerial messenger by mistake brought this man to workers' paradise. Paradise means heaven. Workers' paradise. What are the features of workers' paradise? Everything we can see in workers' paradise except leisure. The people of workers' paradise, they were complaining. We have our hands full. Time is precious. We have to use each and every moment. But in that busy schedule also, the people of workers' paradise, they were happy. This wrong man, this newcomer of workers' paradise, is not fit for this scheme of workers' paradise. He jostled others. He was relaxing in the meadows. He was always in the way of others. One day he was standing near a silent torrent. Torrent means waterfalls. He was standing near this torrent. A busy girl of this workers' paradise, she came to fill her pitchers. She was very fast. The writer compared her movement to the rapid movement of an expert while playing guitar. She did not care about her hair because she had no time. She was so busy in her work. She did not get a time to comb her hair. The busy girl, she saw this man and she asked, "Why are you standing like this? Do you want any work?" Then the man replied, "Yes, I need one of your pitchers." Pitcher means P-I-T-C-H-E-R. Pitcher means this long pot to fetch water from this torrent. "One of your pitchers I need," he asked. Then she told, for what? He told, "I want to draw pictures on your picture." Then she became so angry. She told, "I'm not ready to waste my time for these useless things." She left. Every day they met. Every day this man will ask, "The girl of the silent torrent, can you give me one of your pictures?" Last she yielded. She gave one of her pictures. He started to draw lines. He started to put colors and he gave back that picture. She became wondered. She asked, "What is the meaning of this one?" He laughed and he told, "The painting has no meaning and no purpose." At night she started to scan this picture because this is the first time she has seen this beautiful colors, beautiful lines, beautiful painting. And at night she scanned that picture from all the angles. She couldn't sleep. Midnight again she woke up, lit a lamp, again she was scanning. The next day, the hurrying feet of this busy girl became less hurried. Again, next day also she went to this silent torrent. She saw this man was standing there and she asked, "Do you want any work from my hand?" Then he told, "Yes, I will make colored ribbons for your hair." And he made colored ribbons, gave to her. She started to waste her time by tying her hair with these colored ribbons. Minutes slipped by. She was not doing any work. The works were pending in workers' paradise. Elders became anxious. What happened? This is the first time happening like this in workers' paradise. People became lazy. Then they made one meeting. That time this aerial messenger summoned in front of them and he confessed before the elders. He told, by mistake I brought a wrong man into this workers' paradise. This is happening because of him. Then that man was called. The first time the elders of workers' paradise, they saw his fantastic dress, his quaint brushes. Then they understood this man is not fit for this workers' paradise. The president of this workers' paradise strictly ordered, this is not the place like for you. You have to leave from here. The man got relief. And he took all his brushes, his paints, everything, and he was ready to move out of this workers' paradise. Here the climax we can see. When he was ready to go out of this workers' paradise, this busy girl, this girl of the workers' paradise also was ready to go along with him. He told, wait, I also will come along with you. Everybody gasped in surprise because this is the first time things happening which has no meaning and no purpose in workers' paradise. This is the story of Rabindranath Tagore, a wrong man in workers' paradise. In this story you can see two worlds. The world of idler, the world of workers' paradise. What are the features of the world of idler? Idler's world, full time he is relaxing. He was not doing any useful work, only entertainment. But in workers' paradise, it won't be like that. Here, every time people should work. And there is no free time. Time is very precious for them. Which world will you opt? Do you want full-time work, that world? No, we won't accept. Full-time enjoyment, laziness, that also it won't work. So a world should have balanced with these both. We should have work, at the same time we should have entertainment also. So I think you like this story, a wrong man in workers' paradise. Here I have written few new words, glossary we can see. Whim, W-H-I-M, whim means great desire. Which are the mad whims of this wrong man? Can you say? Yeah. Painting and making sculptures. Sculptures means making statues of men and women. He was wasting his time by painting and making sculptures. So these mad whims lingered in his mind. Lingered means continued to exist. He could not shake off these mad whims. People were laughing at him, but he was not ready to leave it. Next one, ply. Ply means reading or studying. Okay, read or study. Aerial messenger. This is one character of this story. Aerial messenger. Aerial messenger means God's messenger. Jostled. This is a new word for you. Jostled means pushing roughly others. Okay, so after reached in workers' paradise, this man was not doing any useful work. All other people, they were working. They were doing hard work. But here this man, what he was doing? He was jostling others on the streets. He was relaxing in the meadows. Okay, yes. Next one, moving finger. Moving finger means fate. This phrase has a very important role in this story. Moving finger. Moving finger rides even in heaven. Actually, this man, he was not doing any useful work. But fate made him to reach in workers' paradise. So moving finger means fate or destiny. Pitcher, P-I-T-C-H-E-R. Pitcher means long pot. This busy girl of the silent torrent or workers' paradise, she was carrying some pitchers in her hand. Pitcher, to carry or fill that pitchers. Okay, to fetch water from this silent torrent. Another important point of this workers' paradise, there was a silent torrent. Torrent, I have already told you what is the meaning of torrent, waterfall. Here in this workers' paradise, this waterfall is silent. Actually, when we are going to waterfall, sound will be there, right? But here, no sound. This torrent is a silent one. Silent torrent, why? Because in workers' paradise, everybody will work. Full time they are working. And even the torrent also not ready to waste its energy for making sound or for singing. That energy also it will use for falling that water. So it is silent torrent. Okay students, now let's read this lesson.
Dear students, let's read this lesson, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise by Rabindranath Tagore. The man had never believed in mere utility. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, and castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. He painted. Thus he wasted his time all that was useless, needless. People laughed at him. At times he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earthly life in useless work, and yet after his death the gates of heaven opened wide for him. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that a real messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. In this paradise you find everything except leisure. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, time is flying. All exclaim, time is precious, we have our hands full, we make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly, and yet those words make them happy and exalted. But this newcomer who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work did not fit in with his scheme of things in workers' paradise. He lounged in the streets absently and jostled in the hurrying men. He lay down in the green meadows or close to the fast-flowing streams and was taken to task by busy farmers. He was always in the way of others. A bustling girl went every day to a silent torrent to fill her pitchers. Here in workers' paradise, the torrent is silent. Since a workers' paradise, even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy for singing. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. Her hair was carelessly done. Inquisitive wiz peeped upon over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. The idler was standing by the stream. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the busy girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. How one princess feels pity on a poor beggar, the same way the busy girl of the workers' paradise also felt pity on this man because he had no work in workers' paradise. Aha, she cried with a concern. You have no work in hand, have you? The man sighed. Work? I have not a moment to spare for work. The girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do, if you like. The man replied, Girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? Will you give me one of your pitchers? One that you can spare. She asked, A pitcher? You want to draw water from the torrent? No, I shall draw pictures on your picture. The girl was annoyed. Pictures indeed. I have no time to waste on such as you. I am going, and she walked away. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? Every day they met, and every day he said to her, Girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. She yielded at last. She gave him one of her pictures. The man started painting. He drew line after line. He put color after color. When he had completed his work, the girl held up the picture and stared at its side, her eyes puzzled. Brows drawn, she asked, What do they mean? All those lines and colors? What is their purpose? The man laughed. Nothing. A picture may have no meaning and serve no purpose. The girl went away with her picture. At home, away from prying eyes, she held it in the light, turned it round and scanned the painting from all angles. At night, she moved out of bed, lighted a lamp, and scanned it again in silence. For the first time in her life, she had seen something that had no meaning and no purpose at all. When she set out for the torrent the next day, her hurrying feet were a little less hurried than before, for a new sense seemed to have awakened in her, a sense that seemed to have no meaning and no purpose at all. She saw the painter standing by the torrent and asked in confusion, What do you want of me? Only some more work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? Let me make a colored ribbon for your hair, he answered. And what for? Nothing. Ribbons were made bright with the colors. The busy girl of Workers' Paradise had now to spend a lot of time every day tying the colored ribbon around her hair. The minutes slipped by unutilized. Much work was left unfinished. In Workers' Paradise, work had of late begun to suffer. Many persons who had been active before were now idle, wasting their precious time on useless things such as painting and sculpture. The elders became anxious. A meeting was called. All agreed that such a state of affairs had so far been unknown in the history of Workers' Paradise. The aerial messenger hurried in, bowed before the elders, and made a confession. I brought a wrong man into this paradise, he said. It is all because of him. The man was summoned. As he came to the elders, saw his fantastic dress, his quaint brushes, his paints, and they knew at once that he was not right sort for the Workers' Paradise. Stiffly the president said, This is no place for the like of you. You must leave. The man sighed in relief and gathered up his brush and paints. But as he was about to go, the girl of the silent torrent came up tripping and cried, Wait a moment, I shall come with you. The elders gasped in surprise. Never before had a thing like this happened in Workers' Paradise, a thing that had no meaning and no purpose at all.
Students, hope you have understood about this lesson, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. See you in next class.